Hey, what is up guys? This is Brett here from brettdev.com and welcome back to the channel. Now today in this video, I want to talk about this big, massive shift that has happened in technology, the birth of AI, ChatGPT, all these other programs that have been coming out, and I want to talk about how they may affect you as a digital nomad or as somebody who wants to become a digital nomad. If you've been living under a rock for the past several months and you're not familiar with what exactly has been going on with this kind of AI revolution, let me read you something really quickly that's going to explain exactly what's been happening and it's going to get you up to speed. So ChatGPT is a computer program that can have text-based conversations with people. It uses artificial intelligence to understand what people are saying and generate responses that are similar to what a human might say. Think of it like having a chat with a really smart robot that can understand and respond to a human. Now, these aren't my words, okay? This is exactly how I asked ChatGPT to explain what it was. Not only did I write into ChatGPT, explain what ChatGPT is, but I said explain it like you were explaining it to my grandmother. And that's what it came up with. So, like I said, if you're unfamiliar with it, basically what ChatGPT is, it's kind of like a messaging app, but you message back and forth with a robot, and the robot communicates to you exactly like you're a human. But that's not the start of it. It can do way more than that. For example, it could write you a YouTube script. All you would have to do is go onto ChatGPT and say, hey, write me a YouTube script for a video about how ChatGPT will affect digital nomads. And it will write me the entire script. You can ask it to write an outline, and then you can interact with it like in a conversational way. So you could say, write me the outline for a YouTube script. It'll give you the whole outline, including the introduction, the conclusion, the talking points, bullet points about what to say. And then you could say, okay, write the introduction, write section 2, write section 3, and it'll go through and it will actually write this entire script out for you. It's so sophisticated that you could even go and say, rewrite that script again for me, but write it in the style of Donald Trump, or write it in the style of Barack Obama. All these different ways people have been messing with it, and it will rewrite it in exactly those ways. It can also write computer code. So a friend of mine, he basically built out a calculator app, which he put on his website. And he just basically said, write me a calculator app in code that I can embed into my website. And this ChatGPT went through and wrote the code for the entire thing. He just literally copied, pasted it into his website. It can fix bugs. It can fix complex computer programming bugs. This is just a couple of things that it can do. One of the most mind-blowing things about it is it's not like Google, okay? People are calling this like a Google killer. This isn't a sort of tool that you can go in, just, you know, you're searching for an answer, it gives you a list of results. You can converse with this just like human language. So if it gets it wrong, you can just say, hey, no, not like that. I didn't mean that. I meant like this. And it will rewrite it and it will converse with you and it will go back and forth. It's almost like you're talking to a human. It's pretty much, you know, almost indistinguishable. And this is only one tool that has come out. There are tons of tools that are coming out like this, and they're absolutely going to change the game for digital workers and online workers, which is exactly what I wanted to talk about in this video. Because if you are a digital nomad, if you do work online, and if your type of work is, you know, copywriting, computer programming, stuff like this, then this is obviously going to have an impact, and you may be scared that ChatGPT may come along and take your job. After all, why would anybody hire a computer programmer now when they can just ask the computer to do it for them? Why would anybody hire a copywriter now when they can just ask the computer to do it for them? Why would anybody hire a researcher now, a VA, when they've basically got a VA on demand all of the time? Copywriting, computer programming, all of these different things ChatGPT can do. And what's very interesting about this is, where we've had this explosion in AI, a lot of people thought that when AI would come about, it would kind of take over all of the blue collar jobs, right? It would take over the manual type of work jobs and it'd be integrated with robotics and all this kind of thing. It's actually been the complete opposite. It's taken over all of the, you know, the jobs that are based on mental thought, which is, like I said, copywriting, computer programming, proofreading, language translation. It can translate, you could just write anything and say, tell me that in Thai, tell me that in Spanish. It'll give it back to you in Thai or Spanish. Can converse to it in foreign languages. And basically, the more people use it, the better it gets, which is really scary. Now, is this something that I think digital nomads and online workers have to worry about? Well, it depends, okay? So we're having a conversation right now inside of Nomad School where we're talking about this topic. This topic was brought up a couple of weeks ago, If you're not a member of Nomad School and you want to get in on the conversation, then all you have to do is go to nomadschool.com. I'll leave a link down below, and I'll also leave a link in the description. You can click that link, you can jump in on the conversation, you can kind of see what I've got to say about it, what the rest of the digital nomad community have to say about it. Nomad School is an online community, it's completely free to join, it's full of digital nomads, there's a bunch of us in there, I think there's over 500 of us in there right now, and we're all kind of chit-chatting about this sort of stuff and other digital nomad related topics. So, you know, there's a great conversation taking place, and we're kind of talking about, you know, do we have to worry about this? Is this going to affect our jobs? Is this going to affect online workers? And also, how can we protect ourselves against it, which is what I'm going to get into in just a second. Now, some of the things that I've been using this AI and this ChatGPT for recently are kind of the mundane things, right? I've tested it out in copywriting. As far as I can see, it can't write good copy yet, okay? It can give you good outlines and things like that. I've been using it for YouTube video descriptions. So one of the great ways to do it is once I've finished recording this video, I can throw this video into a tool that's called Descript, which basically will just translate the entire video into text. I can take that block of text, put it into ChatGPT and say, write me a YouTube video description based on this video script. And it'll give me a nice, succinct description that I can just copy and paste down into description of this video. Fantastic. I no longer have to waste time writing descriptions for these YouTube videos. Another thing people may be able to use ChatGPT for is things such as, you know, writing product descriptions. If you have an e-commerce store and every single product on your store needs a description, you can just say to ChatGPT, hey, I'm selling cans of Coke, or, you know, whatever, write me a description for it. It will write you the full product description. You can copy and paste that right into your products on your e-commerce store. Now, of course, if that is your job, if you write YouTube video descriptions for a living, you may be worried this may actually affect you. I think ChatGPT is potentially going to take away a lot of work from people who kind of do mundane copywriting, you know, who do kind of mundane coding, very simple stuff that, you know, doesn't require that much effort and also isn't that important. All right, so for example, a YouTube video description isn't read by that many people. Most people click and they watch the video, they don't click and then go and read the description. So this is stuff that you kind of have to put there, but nobody really reads it, right? So it's not really worth making it perfect. Just an average description will do, an average product description will do. That said, on the flip side to that, business owners don't always want to do everything themselves. Just because you can do something yourself, that doesn't mean that you should get rid of an employee that you were previously hiring to do it before, right? So I'm actively looking for employees right now. What I'm not doing is saying, oh wow, ChatGPT's here, I can just, you know, I don't need to hire anybody to help me write my descriptions on my videos. I don't need to hire people to help me write emails for my clients. I don't need to hire people to do this and that. What I'm thinking is fantastic. My employees can do more for me, right? Because they're going to use ChatGPT that's going to assist them in their job. That doesn't mean just because ChatGPT exists that I want to do it, okay? So I think more so, this isn't going to take away your job. I think this is going to just allow you to do your job better, allow you to do your job faster, allow you to produce more results for your clients and for your boss or whatever. And because, like I said, your boss is not going to want to do this themselves. Just because they can doesn't mean that they all want to, right? So you're going to be able to just produce more results, you're going to be able to work faster and basically do your job better. I think that's really how it's going to go. I don't see a scenario, speaking as a business owner myself, where business owners are going to fire all their employees and the owner of the company is going to sit there and start just using ChatGPT to do everything. Because it still takes time, it still takes effort. And a lot of the stuff that it gives you back isn't what you want, okay? So for example, in that conversation that we're having inside of Nomad School, somebody asked about, will this replace copywriters? Now, you can go into ChatGPT, you can say, write me a, which is pretty amazing. You can go in there and you can say, write me an outline for a landing page, give me the full outline for the sales copy, everything that I'm going to need to put on the page, and just give it to me. And it will give you the full outline. It'll even write the page for you. That said, once you get that result back from ChatGPT, based on my testing, it's not good, right? For example, like with copywriting, copywriting's all about personality. It's all about tonality. ChatGPT kind of gives you back very mundane, professional stuff, but it's not going to work in a copywriting scenario. Another point that I made in the conversation that was taking place in Nomad School is somebody was asking, well, ChatGPT can write landing pages. I said, but video sales letters, which is basically a video that sells a product or something, is already performs better than a landing page anyway. And that's been the case for many years. So technology is always evolving in different ways. And do I think it can at this time replace copywriters, replace, things like that? I don't think it can. Well, I know it can't, and I don't think it will for a very, very long time. Until it can actually replicate exactly the nuances of how a human speaks and how a person's personality is, it's just not going to happen. And that gets me into how you can go about protecting yourself against it. One of the best ways you're going to be able to protect yourself against this AI revolution and stuff like that is to be unique, is to be an individual, is to start your own business, perhaps even start your own personal brand, okay? Now, when I say start your own business, one thing I don't think you should do, which is what a lot of people are jumping on right now, is trying to use auto-generated content. So there's lots of videos out there on YouTube talking about, you can just get ChatGPT to write the script, you can plug it into this app, into that app, generate the screens on it, put it into another AI that will read it out for you, and then bang, you've got a YouTube video. Now, everyone's going to be doing this, okay? This is an absolute race to the bottom, and if you throw all of your effort into this, if you build a YouTube channel that isn't based on you, that isn't based on your personal brand, then, like a YouTube channel, for example, if your personality is not involved in your business and you're just using AI to churn out assets and churn out content for your business, then you're going to be competing against millions and millions of people. This is a really obvious thing that you can now do with AI, but it's absolutely a race to the bottom. And I've got this, I always got this saying that everything that I do in my life, in my business, every amount of effort that I put into my business, I want that to last for as long as possible. Now, going down that route, you're going to put a lot of effort in, and it's not going to last very long, and it's eventually all going to be wasted. You're going to create a ton of different videos, you're going to build a business around something that anybody else can do. This is really the best time to be a business owner. So if you are going to become a digital nomad, if you want to work online, this is the time to do it. I think you're in such an advantageous position because as a business owner, as a solopreneur, or somebody that's just getting started on their own, speaking from experience, the hurdles that you face when trying to start a business, when trying to become a digital nomad and start from scratch, is you've got all the right ideas. You know that you need to, for example, write an email sequence or build a website and things like that. Now, technology's already evolved to help you build websites much easier. We're going through a similar sort of thing here. Drag and drop page builders. Before, if you wanted to just build a website, you'd have to spend thousands to hire a developer, or you'd have to learn to code it all yourself. Now that you don't have to do that, you can just use sites like Wix, Squarespace, and within a few hours, you can have your website up and running. That solved that problem. The next problem is if you create a website, you need to put content on that website. That's a big hurdle for some people. It's not easy to sit down and write pages and pages of content about your business, about your products, about what you offer, about your services. That's a huge, time suck. And there's so many different things when starting an online business and becoming a digital nomad that, just kind of make it laborious and laborious and make it hard and make it draining and mentally tough. Now, with this new AI, with ChatGPT and things like that, you can get all those things done much, much faster. And those things aren't creative. Those aren't the things that as a person that wants to make money online, as somebody who's trying to become a digital nomad, really wants to be doing. You want to have your ideas, you want to put your ideas into the world, you want to test them, you want to see if you can make money. That's the sort of thing you want to be doing. You want to be creative. So this is basically just knocking down all the barriers that would kind of hold your creativity back. So starting your own business, this is the absolute best time to do it. And I definitely think that your personality, your personal brand should be involved in some way in that business. Because right now, like I said, AI can't replicate the human being, even just in written form, in copywriting, okay? It can't get your personality across, and that is actually what makes a business successful or not successful. People buy from people. Now, do I think that if you work for an employer, you're at risk? Based on what I'm seeing, I don't think you are. I think actually all of my friends and myself are rushing to hire people. Okay, this just transforms the game because, if you're hiring somebody to do a job, now when you hire somebody, that person you're hiring has a personal assistant that can help them. That person you're hiring can produce twice the amount of work, and they're not going to come back to you and ask you for your feedback. You're not going to have to correct them on small things, and it's fantastic. It's the perfect aid for somebody that's working for you, for an employee. So I don't think you're at that much risk if you're an employee. Like I said, I don't think business owners are going to just fire all their staff and start using AI and just manually use AI to do everything themselves. People haven't got time to do that. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know. This is just my opinion. It's early days. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you disagree with me. Like I said, if you want to jump into the discussion, you can leave a comment below this video, or you can head over to Nomad School. Links in the description. We're having a great discussion over there. That's all for this video, guys. This is my thoughts on this crazy, breakthrough that's just happened in the past few months. It's absolutely, I think it's great. I think it's awesome. It's helping me a lot. It's helping a lot of people that I know a lot that run businesses. So that's it. If you like the video, guys, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now. Cheers.